Good morning. Welcome to my channel. Today is the 22nd of February 2024, and I'm going to have to switch you around like this so you can sort of see what we're doing. We are going to be stitching Fantasy Teacup. I hope. Come on, let's cooperate here. Really, I'm still in the wrong place. And my light pad is in the way. There, I think that will sort of work. There's traffic galore out there, and the sun was shining, glaring, and I start to make a video and the sun goes away. You know, the usual story. And now I turn on the lamp and the sun comes out. Of course. Of course. Have you seen my thimble? Okay. Glare, 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 glare. I give up. Sun wins. Okay. As you can see, I'm feeling very professional. I have, I don't know how many threads. I just lost the magnet. I found the magnet. Come on, let's have some cooperation here. Okay. One of the yarns is for the blue symbol. There's a lot more of that left. And the other one is for the red. There's quite a few blocks of red. I have already started it. Okay, I was doing another one with the gray dots. Okay, we finished that. So we're working on the red and the blue symbol. I can't see anything on the camera. So I would be working there. Wish me luck. Would this work? Let me see. Sorry about that. I am limited here. Not only my talent, The reason I can't see because mhm, because the sun is shining right on top of my screen. Come on, let's have some cooperation over here. I know it's early morning, but there. Sooner or later, she got it. Most of the time later. Like I said, I'm right-handed. Okay. This thing that's holding my frame is interfering with my hand. I am right-handed, so don't ask me how come this method with the two-hand stitching came to be, but this seems to be what came naturally. So we don't argue with it. Right? If this is what nature wants to do, this is what we will do. Some of the colors are rather iffy. It's a lovely canvas. Some confetti, nothing that I would get hysterical about. Well, it looks like I have 2 counted cross stitches coming. I didn't think they were counted, but they are. Okay, now the table is in my way. So we just move the things over a little bit. See what I mean about the sun? I give up. As I told you before 100 times, I'm sitting in front of 3 windows, and the sun usually shines all day long, right through the windows. Now, some of my stitches I'm happy with, some I'm not too thrilled with. I have noticed that if I switch between the WIPs, I have to get back into the groove for that particular project. Do you have that same problem? Or is it just me? I didn't thread a yarn for that green color, but I was doing this symbol on the bottom. And then what I want to do is see what that red X is. It's an 890. So I definitely want to thread a needle with that color and some of the red color over here. So I'm working on the right hand corner. Sometimes I know my hands from the right to the left. Yeah, one has one ring on it, the other one has two, you know. Dummy has to mark which is her left and which is her right. I can't tell my feet apart, you know, because the shoes don't fit correctly. But the rings are the same size. So much for that. I think that this method, first of all, of course, I can aim better with my right hand. Sometimes I do both hands. It's like whatever. Beautiful colors. I was happy to stitch on the mason jars because there were some lighter colors there. But I see a pretty, well, I don't know what color you call it, pretty color down there. I was happy to see that. Yeah, then we got traffic. Now this can be confusing, so we should be careful between the orange and the red, for me anyway. It could be confusing. I wish I could see what I'm doing. Can you see what I'm doing? I can't go any higher because then I will shut down the recording. And we don't want to do that. So let's just stitch along. How are you doing today? Are you as excited as I am that it's going to be March pretty soon? Which means spring is on its way. Let's see, shall we try? Can we do the half stitch and then come back and cross it? Shall we try that? So my order of the gridded Aida did arrive. I did not try to grid the Aida that was included in the grid, in the kit, you know, in the counted one. What I thought, since I didn't get very good results trying to follow the instructions on YouTube, the instructions are fine. It's just me that can't draw a straight line, even with a ruler. If I use my light pad and put the gridded one underneath the ungridded one and then mark my ungridded one, I wonder if that's going to work. I'm going to give it a try. I will use washable markers, especially for, you know, for gridding your canvas. And if it doesn't work, I will just wash and iron the, you know, the Ada. It will also be a good way to test how well those markers wash out. Now it is full coverage, both of them. So even if there's any residue or any little marks, it will be covered. I did look over the pattern. You know, it's just one square at a time. And I have a couple of threads marked here. I had about 4 or 5 parked, but that was too confusing for me. So, but I think without the pattern, and it says to mark your stitches with one color, the one that you have done, and mark your parked thread with a different color. So when you're following the pattern, you will know one is already stitched and one is just a parked thread. I mean, this is literally two-handed stitching. I mean, if I had four hands, probably I'd be using four hands. Now let's see if I can come back and cross them. Well, this way it does save on the thread. I ordered 437 DMC threads. I wonder, is that the whole color palette? I figured I would have the basic, and then if I run out of something, I can order it by the DMC code. But at least I will have a basic set. You know, like I have my basic set for the diamond painting. Yeah, but I've been doing diamond painting for 3 years. I mean, cross stitch, I just started. Excuse me, where's the hole? I do wax my thread. For me, I found it makes a difference. Some people don't see any point to it. Since these are not expensive kits. However, I am suspicious about the threads from Temu. We have Temu.hu, which is Hungary. I think you call it Temu. I think they may be sort of silky threads. They're very soft, very shiny. However, they are thinner. Now that's an 11 count from Temu. However, the floss seems to be thinner, even though I am using 3 strands. So I'm suspicious. Well, of course, there's absolutely no information with the kit. You know, it's like, here you go, dummy, do whatever you want with it. Forget that using the pattern, you know, that printed, whatever. Even with a microscope, I think I would not be able to see it. I am so hoping that soon the doctor will give the go-ahead to have the laser surgery done on my eyes. But since a heart attack, I'm taking some weird drugs. Actually, there's 20 of them. I have no idea which one. Well, I know one is for blood pressure. And of course, there's magnesium and potassium and vitamin D and vitamin C. Since I got COVID 3 times after getting 3 jabs. So much for that. No big thing, you know, just flu. Seriously. With the first one, I lost my voice. So last year was full of medical thingies. And I am hoping this year will be getting my strength back little by little. Definitely did lose a lot of it. Now, this massive pills, they will be readjusted on the 1-year anniversary of the heart attack. Because the doctor said he was a professor, so supposedly good in his field. He didn't want to put a stunt in because we caught my heart attack just in the nick of time, which means ambulance, screeching with the sirens, running me down the hall to the surgery, opening whatever was blocked. So this way, the damage was not so extensive as if they would have listened to me and waited. Because I was arguing that I am just feeling sick from the heat. And they were going, ma'am, no, you are having a heart attack. I go, no, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with my heart. I go, well, if we hurry up, maybe we can keep it that way. I was getting suspicious when they were giving me oxygen and morphine in the ambulance, and I'm like, whoa, I'm feeling good. Yeah, they had the monitor on, and I had a 24-hour monitor, and I spent 3 days in intensive care, arguing that it's the heat that I'm having a problem with. And they go, ma'am, we have air conditioning. Could you just forget about the heat? And let's worry about your heart. I'm like, okay. Do you have any more of that funny medication? And they're like, are you in pain, ma'am? I go, nope. But I don't want to be feeling any pain. Finally, they gave me a sleeping pill. I said, go to sleep already. I go, okay, no need to get upset. I'm not an easy patient. I know. I don't do it on purpose. I have so many things to do, lying around in bed when I'm feeling fine. And they're like, you're hooked up to five machines. You're full of drugs. You have IVs going, etc., etc., etc. What makes you think you're feeling fine? I go, I'm feeling fine. Finally, the nurse got tired of me, I think, and gave me a sleeping pill. Ma'am, you need to rest. You need to sleep. You need to calm down. I go, me and calming down? Are you kidding? So that was an experience. And in intensive care, there are men and women in the same room together. I did not appreciate that a lot. Of course, we were separated, by curtains. This is hungry, folks. They use curtains. Well, there is an American clinic, but that's in Budapest, and that was far away. I needed to be taken care of, fast, which I didn't understand. Actually, my mother's helper was here when I got ill, which was a good thing because Minnie Ewan was, taken care of. And she's the one that called the ambulance. She said, I don't think it's the heat that's bothering you. Well, by that time I was having severe chest pains. And nothing would stay down, but then I didn't know that I also had pancreatitis, which explained why my sugar is usually around 5. It was close to 7, which I thought was weird. I didn't eat or drink anything sugary, or high in carbohydrates or whatever. And they said that's because you were not feeling well. I said, okay. Well, with the pancreatitis, I did lose about 10 kilograms because nothing would stay down. I was rather happy about losing weight. I was not happy about not feeling well, but so they fixed that. And I still have marks from the IVs I got since August, would you believe? Mostly on my left arm. Okay, I know there's a hole there somewhere. Don't ask me where, but I know there's one. Well, how about if I go from the top down? We got the same results. I think there might be a thread underneath there. You know, I was, for the confetti, I was learned on YouTube. So how to stitch that. So I did learn a lot with all these projects that I'm doing, which will help me with my original first project. That's the girl in a bonnet that's full of confetti, especially her hat. All the colors of the palette are there. And don't ask me why I started stitching the white background, but I did. But I love it, you know, so it's okay. Yeah, after a while you get so many threads in the back with the full coverage, I think, that it's harder for the needle. Actually, the needle has to find the hole. That's how bad my eyesight is. I do have my glasses on. I do not have the magnifying thing on because even the 14 count I am able to see without it. You know, that red one, I think it's called monochrome. It's all one color. Beautiful. And really shows, you know, the red really shows up with the pure white background. Love it. Now, one of the counted one will be all in blue. I think it's sort of a light blue or a dusted blue. Not the Holland blue. We'll see. So I don't have too many problems with the Temu cross-stitching. Like I said, you get what you pay for. So I came to the conclusion that I would rather pay a little more, buy less, buy quality cross-stitching, rather than just buy just to have a big stash. You know, there's no reason to have a big stash. I mean, I'm not going to live 100 years to be able to stitch it all. But some of them, you know, I look at it and I'm like, wow, I really want it. And I noticed that if it's something I really want, might as well buy it because you may not be able to find it the next time you're looking. I mean, they don't spoil. I have them all sorted out. I have them all in waterproof bags, containers, whatever. What I started doing, I have some of the cross stitches on frames. So I started to put a number of, you know, what the canvas is together with the yarn that I have on floss drops or what have you. And like I showed you, I bought a tray with bobbins that I'm going to put the leftover yarns on. Now, I'm not going to take the 437 skeins of floss and wind them on bobbins. I see no reason for it. You know, I leave them as they are, store them in a waterproof pouch away from sunlight. I don't know if sunlight has any effect on it, but just in case, you know. And then use them as needed. And I do have some free patterns, and actually I have 2 extra Aida cloth. So with the leftover yarn and the stash that I'm getting, I can, you know, once I learn how to do counted, I can use the leftover yarn for that. And whatever extra I need, I can make up the leftover yarn with yarn from my stash and then just order the one that's missing. Anyway, that's how I sort of thought about the whole idea. I think that sounds reasonable. You know, when the sun is shining, I get some light underneath the canvas, which lights up the holes. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Neat. So my journey in cross-stitching is coming along. I was really scared of the counted. I had a very bad experience with trying to make those perforated metal bookmarks. Totally was in the dark as to what I'm supposed to do. So I think it's like diamond painting. You put whatever color you're supposed to put into each square and then mark down the stitch you have already made. And if I'm going to be parking, which more than likely I will, because I will do one square at a time, then mark what I parked with a different color. Anyway, this is the what I got from the videos on YouTube. This is the way we should do. You see what I mean? I have a lot of yarn there, so I'm going to go from the top down, same direction. So the direction of the stitch is correct. All going the same way, I hope. You know, no one is going to come up to my framed needlework and take a magnifying glass. There is no cross-stitch police. And there's no diamond painting police. This is what I kept on saying. It's fine. And amazingly, I'm enjoying doing cross-stitch because thanks to the American home ec class, it really made me hate sewing. So, rather surprised how much I am enjoying cross-stitching. And of course, you know, when I don't get all hyper, which I don't get anymore, it's very relaxing. On these gray winter days, I'm working with beautiful colors. And if I don't feel like doing these colors, I go to another one of my WIPs and start working on that. whatever I'm in a mood for. And as a relaxation, I will do a little bit of diamond painting because I'm getting the cutest Easter one. Of course, it's a gnome with an Easter egg. Absolutely adorable. Yeah, I love gnomes. What can I tell you? Yeah, I have a lot of thread there, so I just go from the top down rather from the bottom up. It's still going in the same direction. From what I can see. Actually, you can see better on the camera than what I can see. My screen is still covered in glare from the window, and if I close the drapes, then it will be too dark. So we'll just struggle along with it. It's fine. Hubby is at work. Mini Monster is in nursery school. He's growing up so fast. He's gonna be 5 in November. His speech in the Hungarian language has improved. He was using a mixture of different languages that he hears at home. And now we are concentrating on him learning proper Hungarian, and then we can go with, well, what are foreign languages in this country. So I have to make sure that any of the toys that talk or play music or whatever is in Hungarian and not in English or German or French or, you know. So we are concentrating on having him learning his native tongue, shall we say. He doesn't speak Arabic, but then we don't speak Arabic except for hubby, which is fine because I don't understand. So he can scream and yell and carry on whatever he wishes. It's fine. I don't understand. Just go, yes, dear. Of course, dear. Whatever you say, dear. And he's like, did you understand? No, dear. But I'm sure you're absolutely right. And he's like, how do you know if I'm right or wrong? I go, well, I presume. I didn't want to, be a total peapot and say, ask me if I give a damn. Would not have been very nice, would it? 'Cause most of the time I don't. I'm terrible like that. There are so many important, really heavy things happening in life that I cannot concentrate on little nonsense. It's not important. He's a wonderful man, so really, most of the time that he's just tired. He works so much. I would say 60 hours a week. But he does it to make a good life for us, so, I make sure dinner's on the table. If it's an afternoon shift, make sure he eats. I get up in the 4 in the morning, make sure he has breakfast. You gotta appreciate a hardworking man. And he's not complaining, so I told him your health is gonna take a beating, but I don't know. He gets along splendidly with his co-workers, fantastically with his boss. So they're pushing him with the English language. So I think his boss has a new position in mind for him. Like I said, he took his basic exam in English already. But what they want, this is a German factory. I think what his boss wants is for him to be proficient in English so he can explain the work that's being done. From what I gather, little birdies, chirping, that they might have some foreign visitors, and they don't speak Hungarian, but majority of them speak English. So I think he wants, the boss wants hubby to be able to explain all the machines and procedures and everything else in English. Because he's bringing home a whole bunch of pamphlets with specific information about the work being done and what each machine does. They're extremely expensive machines. They make everything, Like I said, it's a German factory. And I think, from what I heard whisperings, that they're going to have Chinese visitors. I know that the factory next to them is owned by a Chinese company. It's a new one. There's a whole lot at the end of the city. It's called the industrial lot, where a whole bunch of factories grew out of the ground very rapidly, which is a miracle for Hungary. But they're getting better as far as building things. Doesn't take them 10 years to build a house anymore. Yep, it used to. But then the families were building it, the family would get together and they get money together, and when there's enough money, they would continue with the building. I mean, unless you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth and a whole bunch of money underneath your sit-down, it was very expensive to build anything. And village people did not have the means actually to earn that kind of money. So unless your parents had money and you married money, this was the only way you can get your hands on a house. There were no rental properties, so you needed to build. I know even before we rented this city apartment, a whole year I was searching for a rental place because there just isn't that many around. They're few and far between, and when we wanted quality and preferably a small flat, which this is, and this place was still building. Every time I used to come to T-Mobile, it's across the street, or to the bank, I would look at this place being built, and I thought, oh, how nice. They're building a new apartment building. Well, this is a small apartment building. There are 4 floors. And I never thought the day would come when I would be living here. But then this is much more comfortable for us and for many humans, and for hubby to go to work, especially in winter. He doesn't have to freeze in a bus stop. He's right here locally, you know. And stores, hospital, pharmacy, everything is right here. So very comfortable. That's a church playing music. They play music 5 minutes before the hour, day and night. And then they have the ding dong, you know, on the hour, day and night. And then a quarter hour, half hour, 3/4, etc. It's a very noisy church tower. Bell tower? I think you call it a bell tower, don't you? I remember in the old days they used to have doves in the bell tower. They used to live there. Because the man would go up, you know, to ring the bells, the doves would come flying out. I don't think they have it anymore because now it's electrical, you know, it goes automatically. Nobody has to climb up into the bell tower and pull the ropes. It's an electric one. We have the same kind in the village also. So I think they sort of done away with bell ringers. I don't know. I know the one in the village was donated by my father. You know, he was a Lutheran minister, and there's a Lutheran church, and there's a Catholic church, a Roman Catholic, and he donated the electric automatic bells to the Lutheran church in memory of his parents. And of course, he was born in that village, and he's a war orphan, which means his father died in World War I. My mother's father died in World War II. So being a war orphan, he got a scholarship or what have you, and since he was very good academically, they sent him to the seminary in Sopron. You remember I had videos where we went to visit Sopron? That's where he studied. That's near the Austrian border. They asked from the city of Sopron if they want to become part of Austria, you know, with all the benefits, and they said, no, thank you. We want to remain Hungarian. Okay, this needle isn't really sharp enough for me to make the tiniest stitch to finish this thread, but that will work. Okay, and then we still have a lot of this blue. Ava has, I think, almost all of the blue done. So let's just travel up here, and this. I already learned that this is 939, because there's quite a bit of this color and a whole bunch at the other end of it. Is it high noon? I hear the bells going. I don't have to cook today. I have baked chicken and soup. What I'm going to do is make some French fries, extra leftovers, and I have a mixed salad. They go, lettuce and tomatoes and peppers and cauliflower and celery and what have you, throw it all together, make a salad dressing, and that will be an extra leftovers. I don't like to waste food. We use up the leftovers. Usually I make something out of it, but hubby said leave it like that because he really liked it. And it's so chilly outside, so a nice hot bowl of soup is welcome. When a thread is this long, my grandmother used to say, are you going to jump in and out of the window sewing with that long thread? I don't cut it shorter. I like it long. It doesn't tangle, so it's not giving me any grief. So it's fine the way it is. And now that I have, thread drops, my threads are in order. And, when I separate the strands, I put it on a side little hole, the ones that are already separated. Before I used to put it on a table and I forgot what color, what number they are. Yeah, I get confused easily. I mean, I'm the person that gets lost in their backyard. But my husband says you may get lost, but you always find your way home. I go, thank you. Love you too. Actually, he's joking. Really, when I was in the hospital, he doesn't say, these mushy things a lot. He said, really made a difference not to have the lady of the house at home. I like things neat and in order. I'm well organized. This is the only way I can get anything done. See, I'm getting light now from the window, which lights up the hole in the canvas so I can see it. That's how blind I am. But I'm happy that I'm able to do it. When I first looked at it, I thought, no, I can't do that. And then I remember I don't have that word in my dictionary that I can't do it. There's no such thing. Really, I did have a time with my first cross stitch, glasses, magnifying glass, 4 lights, you name it. I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. Why don't they print this correctly? I mean, that color is off. The things we go through when you learn new things. But I like to learn new things. I like to challenge. Actually, there is a problem. Once I learned how to do it, I may become bored with it. I can't imagine getting bored with cross stitch and diamond painting. I mean, if I didn't get bored with it in 2 years, 3 years, I don't think I'm going to get bored. I need my haircut. Hubby doesn't want my haircut. So, especially once I sort of collected, because I did have to collect from here, there, and everywhere, the things that I need to be completely set up for this craft. It's wonderful. Which I'm still very surprised at, like I told you, since I think I was traumatized by the sewing class in home ec. I do know how to sew. It's really not worth it. Because I do have a seamstress that will properly, tailor my off-the-rack clothes. For running around, in the village or the city, clothes made in China are just fine. And then when I have to look halfway presentable, then the clothes from the boutique comes out, which have to be, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, have to be tailored to properly, look good. And the seamstress is absolutely wonderful. Tiny little shop. You make an appointment. You don't have to, undress or walk around in your undies because you're alone. And she works fast and she does a good job. Clean, irons it. Yeah, don't laugh. I had another seamstress that didn't iron. I mean, don't ask me where my iron is right now because I have absolutely no idea. Some of the shirts I got for summer need to be ironed. One is a big one that I will use instead of a windbreaker. I thought, putting a black tank top and black jeans, and then this beautiful white with tiny embroidered blue and black flowers that goes over my knees. Put that over it. Excuse me. And a white little purse. And of course, my white sneakers. I thought that's going to look good. I think that will be my traveling outfit for the summer. Because if it gets warm, I can just take the top off. Not the tank top. I'm not going to run around with my bra. But that large shirt. It's a large button-down shirt. Love it. Very airy, very light material. So it will be perfect to cover up without being heavy or hot or uncomfortable. So that was my idea. And then I have a couple of maxi dresses, with the black sandals and black purse. Perfect. So I'm all set when I have to put something presentable on. As far as the rest of the summer, little summer dress flip-flops or cotton jeans and a t-shirt. And then I'm all set. They're my run-around clothes, running around doing this and that. And of course, I will have to start training again. Because like I said, I've really gotten weak. It's going to be hard and painful, but has to be done. Take my 2 little Nordic sticks and hit the ground running. Actually, halfway crawling, but anyway, I will get my strength back. I am positive of that. Okay. And then we're going to park this needle because I want to know what that red X is down there. And then we will continue with this up there. So let's just park our needle right there. Thank you very much for spending time with me today. Stay safe, stay healthy, be happy. I will see you later on. Bye. Mwah.